The character that stands out to me as a walking red flag is definitely Sophie from The Hunting Wives. That child was very much always in the bedroom while she was out drinking and driving. Drinking and driving? Like, come on, girl, what's happening? I'm Brittany Snow, and welcome to my safe space to judge my past characters and their questionable decisions. I'm excited to see some of my past roles. I don't really go back in time that often. I feel nostalgic, nervous, and I know that they've made a lot of really bad decisions, so I can't wait to dissect that. This is Hairspray from 2007, and I play Amber Von Tessel. Amber is a red flag. She's a brat, she's spoiled, she thinks the world revolves around her, and she was delicious to play.
Oh, and it's totally not true about her and the entire football team. I mean, please. Anybody can get grass stains all over their back.
Amber, stop it.
I have not seen that in so long. Amber needs to hear that she is not the star of the whole world and that she's not the best dancer on the Corny Collins show. She is not as pretty as she thinks she is, and her mom might be a psychopath. Amber's fatal flaw is that she's jealous and she's scared and she's very insecure, and I think she knows that she's not the best dancer anymore, and so she's trying to put other people down so she can build herself up. Classic villain. Oh my God, I can still remember those dance moves. That's how much it's drilled into our head. I think Velma is the real villain here, if I do have to say so myself, and I do think that if her mom just backed off of her, she would be a different type of girl. This is season 1 of The Hunting Wives, and I play Sophie O'Neil. Sophie is a red flag. I hope that we love to hate her, or love to love her, even though she's a red flag. You could pick any scene and it'll be a glaringly orange red flag.
Jamie had a thing for Abby, but...
What? What the fuck does that mean? Wait, you think that Jamie had something to do with this?
What I worked on with Rebecca to sort of create her character is that she's always been a little bit dangerous and she's always been sort of a wild child, but she keeps herself in a box really tightly.
Between the Xanax and the tequila and the beer, there's not a lot left, and
It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay.
She's actually afraid of herself. She's not necessarily even an alcoholic. She's afraid of what she does when she drinks, and she's afraid what happens to her when she makes decisions that aren't necessarily safe. The Margot meeting is really just opening up that box that she's tried to keep herself in. Sophie's Boston therapist probably has dropped her by now. Oh, I just never remembered that. There's a scene that's cut, and I'm trying to tell them that I'm drinking again and I'm doing bad things. I guess Rebecca just wanted me to be a loose cannon at that point, because I did think when we were filming, like, at least she's telling her therapist, but now she's not. It's gone.
Right now,
what?
I want you to do donuts in the parking lot.
No.
Come on, you know you want it.
I don't even know how to drive a stick shift.
I'll teach you. It's easy. Come on.
I think it was only a matter of time before Sophie reverted back to her true self. I feel like Graham was keeping her in that place on purpose, and she was dying to break out.
You just need a little help.
I think that's why it's sort of funny to people that it doesn't take her much convincing. You ask Sophie 2 times to do something and she's gonna do it. She wants to do it anyway. And I think that driving scene really shows that she just needs a scapegoat. There is a point at the very beginning of the show that she, I think, is trying to go back to center a little bit and go back to her husband and go back to her son, but she's under Margot's spell, and I do think that she falls in love with her. So she's beckoned to a darker side of something that's already in her.
She wanted me to come let you know that everything's gonna be okay, right? It's all good. You don't need to freak, all right?
It's very sad when she hits him because she doesn't really want to. She thinks that he's pulling a gun out. People miss that she is backing up. She's trying to get away. But when a guy comes running at you with what you think is a gun, what would you do? I wish she wouldn't have killed him, but then, you know, it doesn't set up for anything fun season 2. So I'm sort of glad that I don't condone murder, but in a show I do, because now we have so many things to explore next season. I always try to play all of my characters like they are coming from, in their mind, the best intentions, because they have to convince themselves to do these things. And so I would hope that I play Sophie like that she does have redeemable qualities. I don't think a lot of people think that she is in season 1, but I do think in season 2, when she starts to make decisions to keep the safety of her son, I think it'll feel a lot more redeemable. This is Pitch Perfect, and I play Chloe Beale. Chloe is a green flag, like a light green, a pastel green. I would describe Chloe in a positive light as effervescent and someone who is optimistic, and then negatively, someone who has absolutely no personal boundaries and cannot read a room to save her life. You're so young.
You can sing. Dude! How high does your belt go? My what? Oh my god. You have to audition for the Bellas.
Chloe definitely lacks boundaries. This is a part of the description of not being able to read a room. She just doesn't find anything wrong with interacting with someone in a shower, especially someone she does not know. That was sort of like the description that I made for Chloe in my mind, as someone who just really saw the best in people no matter what, and it turned into something else. But it really came from a place of loving her body and everyone else's. She definitely had a priority. Her priority was getting the Barden Bellas to the World. Why did I want to say World Series? It was definitely not baseball. Gosh, I haven't even seen the movie in so long. I forgot. The ACA Championships.
What are we doing here? We're bonding. You seem so tense. Do you need a background? Several body parts are running right now.
Oh, no, I haven't seen this in so long.
But I feel like this retreat is really going to let us discover everything about each other. Is that right? You know, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't do enough experimenting in college. You're so weird.
I think she's just like a free spirit. Everything could be sort of seen as like posed to Becca, but I also think she's just saying stuff that's popping in her mind, and she's next to all these girls and she's like, man, I really should have experimented more.
I think it's time that we go on with the next chapter of our lives. It's time for us to move on, you know? I mean, we're always gonna be there for each other.
Wow. I am proud of Chloe by the end of the movie. I think she sort of understands that she has to leave the idea of the Barden Bellas behind, and I think she sort of holds on to the camaraderie of the group as like an identity, and she's scared to be her own person without this group mentality that wins, and she feels like that's herself. By the end, I think she realizes that she can be her own person. And so that is something that I feel like a lot of people in their 20s go through. My advice would to take just like a little break from guys, you know? Maybe just like go do some experimenting. The guys never really work out for her. And I hope that she still has her very strange, quirky, optimistic attitude. This is John Tucker Must Die from 2006, and I play Kate Spencer. Kate is a beige flag. She doesn't really have a good, strong identity yet, especially in the beginning of this movie. I think she's sort of coerced into all these ideas because she wants to fit in. Throughout the movie, she gets a little bit more of her footing, but I wouldn't necessarily feel like she's a green flag right away because she's not holding down any morals or ideas.
It seems to me that if a guy treats you like that,
You'd break up with him, blah, 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 blah.
But John would have another girlfriend in a second.
No, I didn't say break up. I get even.
It was so serious. This was the most serious movie that I could ever imagine. I definitely think Kate's a girl's girl. I think so much so that she doesn't really have that many friends. She sort of moved around a lot, I remember, and so her mom is her best friend, and she's desperately wanting connection and wanting to be put in a situation where she feels united, and I think that's why she goes along with this plan. She wants, like, justice.
Try this. It's really good. Chocolate on chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate is the John Tucker of all snack food.
We are actually eating all of this chocolate when we were doing this scene, and it was so much. We were having a full slumber party situation where we didn't leave the set. I don't know why we thought that was a good idea. Like, I'm sure a therapist would have a field day with this next sentence, but I feel like I'm watching like a person that I know, but I'm not watching me. Like, I'm so little, and my face is like, I just want to give her a hug. I think Kate's unfortunately really insecure, and I think she's really shy, and I think that she doesn't think that she can pull this off. I mean, a lot of that was actually improv, because I do feel like Kate and I were one at that moment, and I feel like she just doesn't want to lose these friends, and so she's desperate enough to do anything, which is not a green flag. If she had just a little bit more confidence in herself, she would be able to stand up for herself a little bit more. Right after this movie, my boyfriend at the time, we were on a break, so I won't say he was cheating on me. We were on like a Ross Rachel break, but this girl that he was cheating on me with, and I ended up getting each other's numbers, and we showed up at his door after John Tucker Must Die because I have no other good ideas, and he looked at us like, now what? And I hadn't thought about what we were gonna say or what we were gonna do afterwards, and so it didn't feel as good as the movie. And then we left and we were like, that was weird, right? Like, we're never gonna talk again, so why did we do that? So I have schemed that one time, and I don't recommend it. It's really weird. This is The Beast in Me from 2025, and I play Nina Jarvis. Nina is definitely the most complicated flag in this, and I can't say exactly why because people haven't seen the show yet, but she's like a multicolored flag. Because I think she does everything with the right intentions, but a lot of people would argue that it's not for the best intentions. I know what I played it as, and I know what her intentions were, but people can decide for themselves.
You strike me as someone who's very ethical, but I mean, I'm not naive. I know the book that people want to read. I just hope you won't be disappointed.
By what?
The truth.
I'm welcoming the onslaught of people that are gonna judge this character. I can't wait. I feel like all the characters that I've played really set up this character well because at face value, she seems just like the cute wife, and maybe she is, maybe she's not. I think people are gonna be genuinely surprised by Nina in all the best ways. You do find out later in the story that she is not rich and she doesn't come from this world. And I think that's a really important note that infuses her decisions. This is Someone Great from 2019, and I play Blair Helms. Blair is a beige, slightly with like a green hue to it flag, somewhere in the middle.
Mwah. Ooh. Mwah. Oh. That's good.
Well, I think that she's a sort of a red flag, the fact that she's cheating on her boyfriend. So we all are aware of that.
I mean, if you really want me to stop, I'll stop.
Don't stop. But I do think that once you see Alex Moffat's character, you kind of understand that their relationship is a little bit loveless. Many women in their 20s, they feel like they need to get married by a certain time and have kids, and they go for the guy that is on paper the good idea, and I think that's what she feels like she needs to uphold, and so she finally stands up for what she wants. I do think that Blair is a very good friend, although when we were filming, I was very concerned that Blair was sleeping with Jenny's college crush. I kept asking all the girls, like, do you think that she's a good friend if she does this? Like, are you sure it's not gonna be weird? And everyone was like, no, it's college, who cares? And so, I do think when she got her friend's blessing, I do think that she's a good friend because she wouldn't do that behind her friend's back necessarily. This is Murdoch, Death in the Family from 2025, and I play Mandy Matney. Mandy is a green flag. She really is. She has the best of intentions. She stands up for what's right. She does everything the right way and not necessarily the easy way. I think that she's a woman that we can all look up to, someone who really spearheads justice in this story.
Paul's dad, Alex, he's got a lot going on. Another printout, take it out of my paycheck. Why does a lawyer have 8 LLCs and counting? One called Carolina Jelly Balls.
I mean, one of the most invaluable assets of playing this character was that Mandy was there on set, and Mandy and I became friends, which, although intimidating, was also really beneficial because I could ask her questions and get an essence of who she was without doing it imitation. Her morals are so intact all the time. She really stands up and is so steadfast in what she believes. She goes up against a lot of adversity.
Did the Murdochs tell you not to talk to me?
And she always tries to do what's right, which most of the time is not something that works out in her favor because she's a woman in a really tough field. This is X from 2022, and I play Bobby Lynn Parker. Bobby Lynn is a green flag. I think she is a green flag. I loved playing a character that led with honesty and confidence. I think a lot of people would think her line of work is not a green flag, but I think she does it in the most intelligent, entrepreneurial way. She wasn't afraid to be proud of that.
Everybody likes sex. It's a gas. But we're just not afraid to admit it. Queer, straight, black, white. It's all disco.
I miss that Southern accent. Every time we were doing Hunting Wives, I was like, oh, I miss having a Southern accent. I think she's right. I give her props for leading with what she loves. And I do feel like she's maybe one of the only characters in this that went into it with the right intentions. This is The Pacifier from 2005, and I play Zoe Plummer. You know, at first I thought she was a green flag because I was a child when I did this movie, and then I thought about it, and actually she's not a green flag. She is like a soft pink color flag. She has a lot to learn. She's a kid, but she's sort of a mean girl. She's going through a lot.
It's okay to talk about your dad, Zoe.
Oh, I'm so small. I don't know, I want to be strong for Lulu and Tyler and Peter and Seth and my mom.
Vin Diesel. He's such a gentle giant. He's so sweet. That is really sad. I was such a baby. She finally does let him in, and I think that it is a green flag that she can get in touch with her emotions and actually finally be honest about the fact that she's been putting up a wall because she's scared and trying so hard to be strong. And I think a lot of kids can probably relate to that when they lose a parent. They feel like if there's any cracks in their armor, then they're letting their family down. And so I'm proud of her for letting big old Shane Vin Diesel in. Sophie. Mandy Matney is the most healed. I feel like all of my characters are redeemable. I can't even, none of them are like serial killers. Not yet. Can't wait. One day I get to play a serial killer. I think all of them are good people, but I think Chloe's a really good person. I mean, I guess Amber's sort of a bad person until the end. We don't do racism. Amber. Bad person. I would say Chloe and Kate. Mandy. Or Nina, actually. Nina. Zoe, because I was a kid. Sophie. Yeah, she really pissed me off. Every day I would get the scripts and I was like, are you kidding me? How am I supposed to make this work? She's just leaving her son, just going out drinking. Sophie. And also probably Bobby Lynn. I think that she chose that line of work for various reasons that we don't talk about, but are there. I think Chloe, definitely. That girl is just one big hug. The end Kate, not beginning Kate, but maybe like the person that Kate becomes in John Tucker Must Die, maybe? Yeah, none of the other ones actually. Thank you so much for having me, Self. It has been so strange and amazing and nostalgic to go back and think about all my characters and their decisions. And I really appreciate this therapy session that we had together.